Was the 7-day tour of Switzerland with SOTC worth the money we spent on it? Did we get value for our money? Well, before I answer that, I need to give you a background, an overview. We made this trip in the month of May 2019. I have already made 7 videos on this tour, which have been uploaded to this channel. The links are given below in the description. You could have a look. Before we decided on this group tour or a package tour, we had an option of doing this on our own and not taking a package tour. Now let me clarify, when I say we, I mean my sister and I, and my sister passed away last year. Anyway, so as I was saying, that we were wondering whether we could do this trip on our own. A lot of people do it. They even hire a house, go in a group, stay there, do their own cooking, travel from there. So we visited a travel agency called Swiss Tours and we had a chat there. We were told that they do not do any package tours, but they can help plan the trip for us, suggest hotels, do the bookings and everything. After that, we are on our own. Now this gentleman also told us that in Switzerland there is a problem. By 5 and 6 p.m. everything closes. Not a single shop is open. So to have your dinner can become a problem, because being new to the place, you may not know which restaurants could be open at that time. He also told us that when we go from one place to the other in Switzerland, we would have to take a train. The railway service is very good there, but we would have to drag our own suitcases to the railway station and from there onwards to the hotel or wherever we go. So that could be a problem. Now after hearing him, we thought maybe doing the trip on our own is not advisable, considering all these difficulties. So we visited SOTC. Why SOTC? The reason is, in 2017, we had taken a tour of Singapore with SOTC and we were very happy. We were very satisfied. So it was natural for us to go back to SOTC. After all, we were comfortable with them. The office is also suitably located. We went there and told us that we would like to visit Switzerland. They also suggested other places in Europe tour and various other things. But we told them that we would like to visit only Switzerland. So they suggested 7 days best of Switzerland. This is the plan. I'll now show it to you on the computer. So this is the tour itinerary. It says 7 days best of Switzerland, budget tour 2019. Cities to be covered are mentioned here, hotels. The names of the hotels are given, but sometimes they change the hotel, but the standard of the hotel doesn't change. Meals. We come to meals. The first part is enjoy a continental breakfast every day. Bread, butter, jam, cereal, milk, tea, coffee and juice. Actually, you get much more than this. Much more than this. They are actually underplaying this. Now the dinner. Enjoy Indian dinners in Switzerland. A choice of Jain, vegetarian, non-vegetarian menus. It just mentions that, but the dinners are also very good. Sightseeing. Excursion to Mount Titlis, orientation tour of Lucerne, visit Rhine Falls, orientation of Bern, visit to chocolate factory in Brock, visit Montreux, ride on the scenic Golden Pass train, visit Lausanne, visit Geneva, visit Zermatt. 3 places we had visited, but they have not been covered here because those were optional. So they have been mentioned here. Suggested excursions, visit to Jungfrau Hoch and Interlaken. The rates are mentioned, we have to pay extra, and Matterhorn Glacier Paradise. Here also the rates are mentioned. Now the day by day program. First day Zurich, that is arrival in Zurich. Second day Mount Titlis, Lucerne, and so on. It goes to day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. and day 7 return home from Zurich or Milan. In our case, it was Milan. So that was the tour itinerary. Now the question is, did SOTC follow this plan? Well, I would say they did, to the very last detail. Not only that, we got 2 pleasant surprises. The first one was totally accidental. I'll tell you about it. On the 3rd day, we were to travel from Bern to Brock, and our coach driver decided to cut through Germany, through German territory. He told us that by doing that, he can save some time. So that was a pleasant surprise. So we were in German territory for about 40 minutes or so, and what I noticed was the houses looked quite different from the houses in Switzerland. The moment we entered Germany, we saw these houses, and the architecture was different. So that was an interesting experience. It was a short drive, but was interesting. And it happened all by accident. No one expected it, no one knew it. Even the tour manager didn't know. The second was on the last day. Now let me tell you, when SOTC told us that it's a 7-day trip, which is not exactly 7 days, because the first day goes in flying to Zurich, checking into a hotel, having your dinner, and then going to sleep. The actual touring starts the next day, and the last day we were supposed to return back home. We were to catch our return flight from Milan. So what is left are those 5 days in between when the actual touring happens. But our tour manager gave us a pleasant surprise. He said that we will have enough time to do a little bit of sightseeing in Milan and then catch the flight. So we were taken to the famous cathedral in Milan, and it was a nice experience, most unexpected and very nice. So this is something which was not told to us when we decided to take this tour. It was not part of the tour, no one knew about it, so it was truly a pleasant surprise. Now coming to hotels. We stayed in 3 different hotels in Switzerland, 2 nights each. The first was in Zurich, Hotel Harry's Home. The second was in Chateau-d'Œx, Hotel Rockenisch or Hockenisch as they pronounce it. And the third was Alpen Hotel in Tesch. All 3 hotels were very good, excellent hotels. But what stood out was Hotel Rockenisch in Chateau-d'Œx. Firstly, because of the architecture. It was a chalet-style hotel in a countryside surrounded by mountains. The experience was very good, very good. We are very happy that they kept us in that hotel. Now, food. The first day we landed in Zurich, we were taken to an Indian restaurant called Flavor of India, where we had dinner. The second night also we had dinner there. The food was very good. And the breakfast at Hotel Harry's Home was also very good. Sumptuous breakfast. Beautiful breakfast. But despite that, there were some people in our group who would have liked some Indian items in the breakfast, which they didn't get. Anyway, the breakfast was good. Now, in the other 2 hotels, that is in Chateau-d'Œx and Tesch, SOTC had their own chef in these 2 hotels. So during breakfast time, some Indian items were made available, like upma and some other things. And the food, that is the dinner, was excellent, very good. Now let me tell you, the package included breakfast and dinner. It didn't include lunch. Lunch was something we managed on our own. Another point which I didn't mention earlier was that we arrived in Zurich and we were taken to the Indian restaurant, Flavor of India, to have dinner. But there were many other tourists in our group who came by a later flight. For them, packed dinner was arranged, which they had at Harry's Home. Travel, that is travel within Switzerland. When we arrived at Zurich airport, we found a coach waiting for us. It picked us up from there and it remained with us for the entire tour. That is, we went from place to place in Switzerland in this coach. And on the last day, it dropped us at Milan airport, from where we took a return flight. We were a group of 48 tourists, and the coach had 48 seats, plus the driver and the tour manager. So this was a very convenient arrangement because we had a coach at our disposal at all times. Now, services of the tour manager. But before I get to that, let me tell you that when we flew from Mumbai to Zurich, a representative from SOTC came to see us at the airport to find out if he needed any help. So I think it was a very good gesture. Okay, now coming to the tour manager. He was well prepared, knowledgeable, efficient, very pleasing, very helpful. His name, Vaibhav Mistry, and we all liked him. He was very good, and that's the kind of tour manager we would always like whenever we travel. Now we come to the final point. Was the 7-day tour of Switzerland with SOTC worth the money we spent on it? After all, it is our hard-earned money. Certainly, we did get value for money. It was a very good tour. In fact, I don't have any single negative to talk about. So with this, I end this video here. Links to the other videos in this Switzerland series are given in the description below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.